Hi, hello again, guys. Welcome back to another video. You're gonna see this video like a week later from the filming date. So today is Wednesday, which I already have a video scheduled to come out today. So this video is gonna come out next Wednesday. Alright, guys, so welcome back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe so you won't be missed when all my videos are out. Okay, now I was invited to a Zoom meeting, and for this church it was your youth service. And you know, youth meaning there is not a particular age, right? So they invited a evangelist, and the topic was, I have everything written down here, guys. The topic was social distancing and me. First, when I saw the topic, I was like, social distancing and me. I wonder what she's gonna talk about. I wonder if she's gonna talk about us, the typical social distance, which means we have to be 6 feet apart and all of that. Guys, no. You know, first she's gonna give you the definition of social distancing, because as soon as I saw the topic, I look up for the definition. I know that you gotta be like 6 feet or whatever, but yeah. And she did give the definition of social distance: the practice of maintaining a greater than usual physical distance, such as 6 feet or more from other persons or other people. Right then, I just jot down some stuff. I'm just giving you what I jot down from what she was saying. We have been practicing social distancing for a while now from God. So therefore, the social distancing that we are practicing is from each other to prevent the coronavirus. But before this coronavirus, we have been social distancing ourselves from God. For example, you are always busy. You're always going to work. You get up in the morning, you're on your way to work and all this. So the time where you would spend with God is way less than the time that He requires. So the way we were social distancing ourselves from God is none or little fasting, lack of praying, not reading the Bible, being distracted by the phone. And she also gave us references from the Bible that will back up what she explained to us. Now, she went on to say, oh my God, this is the part that hit me. Jesus embraced social distancing. Jesus embraced social distancing, guys. Now, when she went there, I started to wonder, what is she coming with now? So, you know, I was ready to take in whatever she was saying. Now, we had to move away from the crowd and get closer to God. Number one, for social distancing, because Jesus embraces social distancing. So in every aspect of His movement, He social distanced Himself to get closer to the Father. And the reason she gave us 6 points on each time He social distanced Himself. Now she said, number one, to prepare for a major task. And the reference that she gave us was from Luke 4, 1 to 2. Let me grade that. Luke 4. Come on. Sorry. Alright, so Luke 4. And Jesus, being full of Holy Ghost, returned from Jordan and was led by the Spirit into the wilderness, being 40 days tempted of the devil. So the first time he social distanced, one of the time he social distanced himself was when he was in the wilderness fasting for 40 days and 40 nights. So his task where he social distanced himself 2 was, and he further went on to say, and those days he did eat nothing, and when they were ended, he afterward hungered. So this was one of the time that he social distanced himself. So he was in the wilderness, away from the whole world, away from everybody. Yes, 40 days. And so you can check Luke 4:1-2, and also Luke 4:13-14. And when the devil had ended all the temptation, he departed from him for a season. And Jesus returned in the power of the Spirit into Galilee. And there went out fame of him through all the region about him. And 15 says, and he taught in their synagogues, being glorified of all. So he social distanced himself in order to receive what he was supposed to receive, so he can go ahead and do his teaching. So this was his major task. Number 2, to recharge after a hard day's work. And this one is taken from Mark. I'm going to go ahead and put all of these down in the description as well. So that was Mark 6:30-32. And it says, and the apostles gathered themselves together unto Jesus, and told him all things, both what they had done and what they had thought. And he said unto them, come ye yourself apart into a desert place, and rest a while. For there were many coming and going, and they had no leisure so much as to eat. And they depart into a desert place by ship privately. So this is after a hard day's work. So you have to social distance himself in order to recharge. Now, number 3, to work through grief. You remember when Lazarus died? Jesus grieved for Lazarus because Lazarus was his best friend. And you can find this scripture in Matthew 14:1-13. And number 4, took time out before making an important decision. So he took time out to social distance himself, to pray, to make an important decision. And that is from Luke 6:12-13. I think it's when he was supposed to choose. All right, let me go ahead and confirm that before I go ahead and see. So Luke 12. Oh no, it should be Luke 6:12. All right, so Luke 6:12-13. And it came to pass in those days that he went out into a mountain to pray, and continued all night in prayer to God. Do we pray all night unless we are called to an all-night prayer meeting in church? 13. And when it was day, he called unto him his disciples, and of them he chose 12, whom also he named apostles. So number 4 says he took time out before making an important decision. So he social distanced himself to pray, to make sure he's making the right decisions of choosing the 12 disciples. How many times we want to make a decision and we go to God, we go in our closets. You know, when we go in our closet, we social distance ourselves from the crowd and go privately to God. How often do we do this? My God. After all this, guys, we ought to have a new look on life in line with Jesus. We have to be in line with him. This is why he went to the cross for us, guys. This is why he went to the cross, so we can live. Number 5, in time of distress, so he also social distanced himself from his disciples, from the crowd, from everybody, to go pray while he was in distress. So let me go ahead and check for that scripture. It is Luke 22, verse 39 to 44. Luke 22, 39 to 44. And he came out and went as he was wont to the Mount of Olives, and his disciples also followed him. And when he was at the place, he said unto them, Pray that he enter not into temptation. And he was withdrawn from them about a stone cast, like a stone cast, and kneel down and pray, saying, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine will be done. And there appeared an angel unto him from heaven, strengthening him. And being in an agony, he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat was as it were great drops of blood falling down to the ground. So this is when he was at Mount Olive praying before he was crucified. So he had to social distance himself from his disciples so he can go ahead and speak to his Father in private. And number 6, social distance to focus on prayer. And this one is from Luke 5, verse 16. And he withdrew himself into the wilderness and prayed. Now, after this COVID, I believe that all of us should get closer to God. And I think I mentioned this in the video before. Also, I believe that this COVID-19 is here for a reason. It is here for a purpose. I believe that this COVID-19 is here for us for church people mostly, draw themselves closer to God. Suppose the rapture came now. Some of us are not ready. So he's giving us this opportunity, this chance to make sure he said, yes, my son, my daughter, my children, get yourself ready. Because this thing is here, that means there's more to come. I mean, I had to share this with you guys because I can't even bring it like how she did. But I had to write these down because I have to have them to read again, just to remember, even to go through the scriptures again to see and understand some more. I mean, the way she gave it to us last night, guys, I mean, oh my God, I wish everybody could have heard this. Social distancing and me. She spoke to the married people. She spoke to the single people. She talked to the pastor, the evangelist, the missionary, even the backsliders, even the one that wanna come to God yet. When she finished, she gave an overall message. Oh my goodness. I mean, all these 6 points that she gave, just 6. And I mean, I was just, guys, I took it in. I took every minute in, every second. I hung on to her every word. And you can see that she was anointed. You can see that she was ready. She was prepared. And not just for herself or by herself. She was prepared by God to come and give us this message. And afterwards, the pastor said this was a rapture message. I mean, if you were there for yourself, guys, to hear this. I always said when I get invited to a Zoom meeting, I'm going to record it. I didn't do that last night. So I could sit down and trust me. She gave a new definition on social distancing. She gave a new definition on social distancing. And I believe everybody that was on that Zoom meeting last night, if nobody felt the anointing from that woman, if nobody heard what she said, they weren't there. They weren't on that meeting. Oh my God. We are only looking at social distancing of what the government or what it initially means, 6 feet apart. And we forget to look at the good, because we look at the bad of social distancing, which we cannot get in contact with anybody. We have to stay and call to wave, or we call on the phone. We can't see nobody. Thank God over here we still have to social distance, but you can go anywhere, because on this island there's no positive cases. So you can go to the beach, you can go anywhere. But being that we were in quarantine and we were in lockdown for so long, it's like everybody forget that they can go out. I don't see nobody unless I go outside, and nobody don't see me either, because right now my doors are locked. But what I'm going to do other than stay locked up inside this place, I am already social distancing myself from the public. So what I'm going to do is social distance myself now with God. We need to remember that He is the one that gave us this opportunity. You have some persons in some places, they cannot say Jesus. They have to hide under their bed or going to a basement to read a Bible. We have the freedom to do this. We have the freedom to worship. We have the freedom to praise. We have the freedom to open our mouth and say Jesus. And nobody says shut your mouth. Nobody will say shut your mouth. They might have it in their mind, but they cannot say lock your mouth. Because if they open their mouth and say stop or shut up, I know the God that I serve will shut their mouth. Come on, guys. We gotta do this. And we gotta do this right. We gotta do this right. Mighty God, I thank you for your word. I thank you for your scriptures. I thank you for, I don't even remember what her name was, because at the time I wasn't even focusing on her name. I was focusing on the word that she was giving. I was focusing on the clarity that she gave when she was giving the word to us on that Zoom meeting. I am here in Cayman Island. We don't have a Pentecostal church here on this island. I'm on Little Cayman, and there's a Baptist church where I do visit. Because, you know, sometimes you got to go in the house. And it's not the church or the people in the church, but it's you and God. When you go to church, it's all about God and all about you and God. Not about the other members or the persons around you. So I will visit that church from time to time. And these Zoom meetings that I've been getting invited to are apostolic or Pentecostal churches. And I tell you guys, they are most of the days in the week I am on a Zoom meeting. I hear, and I don't go to church that often, but I mean almost every night I'm in church because of Zoom. And if we didn't have this pandemic, I wouldn't get this message. This lady is in another country that did the message last night. Sure, this getting dry. She's in another country. She's in another country. And if this pandemic wasn't happening, she wouldn't be able to come to this church in another country to give the message and then to go back home to go to her job. Zoom. They're calling it the new norm, but there's nothing normal about it. This is like extraordinary right now. But I tell you guys, I appreciated the words. She also gave us a scripture, John 14 verse 1. But I am going to put all the reference scriptures in the description box, so you can go ahead and check that out. Guys, we ought to know the word. We ought to know the word. We ought to know the word. I remember I wrote this down last night. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. Remember, when he knocks, please open that door. Please answer that call. Guys, social distancing and me. A new definition was placed on that phrase when this evangelist finished talking. I mean, the anointing. I mean, like it's like God was standing up. Mighty God, I thank you. Everyone, I thank you so much for watching. Oh my God. I thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and share and comment. I thank God for this. I can just pass it on to you. So you can, you weren't there. I can't even put it out the way she did. But I thank God I was able to attend this Zoom meeting. And I thank you so much, guys, for watching. You stay blessed. God bless. Remember, stay safe. All right? Bye.